From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen. It's a Monday. It's October the 16th, 2017, and so glad to be a part of your day as we look at some of the biggest stories in the country and try to make some sense out of it and talk about it intelligently, thoughtfully, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in doing. And here we are with the story of Bowe Bergdahl. We know it well. Remember when Barack Obama, I still can't believe. It's amazing when you go back and read or watch and listen to the sound bites of Barack Obama when he did what he did to excuse Bergdahl of his crimes. Today, Army Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl pled guilty on charges of endangering his comrades by walking away from his post in Afghanistan in 2009. The court case wrapping up just 3 years after a stunning Rose Garden spectacle in which, you remember, former Barack Obama triumphantly announced the soldier's release from captivity and hailed him a hero. I'm looking at a picture of him. Bergdahl was released in May of 2014, highly criticized in a deal in which 5 Taliban terrorists were set free. And at the time, Obama and his administration officials said Bergdahl had served with honor and distinction. Honor and distinction. The U.S. Army said Bergdahl asked to enter his plea before the military judge at Fort Bragg. The Associated Press previously reported that he's expected to plead guilty to charges of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. Well, he did that today. It's not clear if Bergdahl 31 has a deal with prosecutors. It's not clear, but I'll tell you who might be able to shed a little bit of light on this very thing is Michael Waltz. He led in the search of Bergdahl. As you can remember, he was the former Green Beret commander and lieutenant colonel. He's retired at this time, but here's he to find out if there was some
4-star general.
Let's find out if there was some kind of deal here.
Well, so we don't actually know, and we won't know until tomorrow, whether Bergdahl entered into a plea bargain with prosecutors. The plea bargains are actually entered with what's called the convening authority, which is the 4-star general over the entire case. And by military law, that's not allowed to influence the judge, who's going to come to his own conclusion about what the sentence should be. And then the general takes the lesser of those two if there was a bargain. So what I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow is, at a minimum, from the court-martial proceedings, a reduction in rank to private, forfeiture of all benefits and back pay. Actually, Bergdahl has hundreds of thousands of dollars built up in back pay since his time in captivity, and no veterans benefit at all, and a dishonorable discharge. And he certainly should not be classified as a POW, because POWs actually get special benefits and medical benefits for the rest of their life. So I want to see all of that stripped away and him not be even held in the same room or same sentence with people that served honorably and fought abroad for this country.
You got to remember, at one point during Bergdahl's conversion, he converted to Islam in his captivity. He did, and then openly with his captors, and declared himself a A Muhammad would a warrior for Islam is what that means. I'm not even kidding. Yes, in one part of his captivity. And the reports indicate that Bergdahl's relations with his captors morphed over time from periods of hostility where he was treated very much like a hostage to periods where, as one source said, he became much more of an accepted fellow than is popularly understood. He even reportedly was allowed to carry a gun at times. Oh, yeah. He endeared himself quite well. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama, if he had his way, we wouldn't have a military. We would have to rely on some other country. Maybe we just have England come in. Yeah, let's have the king make that decision, the king and the queen. It just is as crazy as that seems. And then that we turned over known terrorists, 5 of them, the Taliban, for the release of Bergdahl. We should have just left him there. It seems like he was blending in quite well. And remember, he was a defector, a traitor. And as Michael Waltz put it, the guy does not deserve any of those benefits or back pay. As a matter of fact, any back pay that he has, in my opinion, that should go to military families. That should go to, we run free of charge, and we do this because we know they're honorable, wounded warrior, because of the amazing work that they do for military families and veterans. Thank God for the work. But donate that money to our real heroes. But Barack Obama just loved to be able to go against, that was honor. That was distinction. No wonder we were losing so much ground around the world. No wonder. This was his diplomacy in action. This is why the world is such a blaze, and then why Donald Trump has to use harsh words and tweets to Kim Jong-un, who is now calling Trump a dog, an angry dog. Trump's not angry. He's frustrated, and he's concerned that not only is North Korea has the ability to be able to launch an ICBM missile, but Iran is not too far behind, if not ready to do it now, because they have not given up their nuclear ambition. So contrary to what ABC and CBS and MSNBC and all the other news networks are reporting on, the press conference that Donald Trump held about the negotiation with the Obama administration with this nuclear deal that was trying to evade their ambition, that nothing has been garbaged, nothing has been overridden. There's an investigation because it is believed with intelligence, because, and I have been saying this for months and months and months, they have not allowed our inspectors in, or inspectors anyway, an international body of inspectors, to be able to go to these known places to where they believe, with intelligence and satellites, they have been working on nukes. They have materials that have signatures showing. And so there'll be a complete report. So all these networks that are saying that Trump is war hungry, beating the drums of war, and he wants to go into war, don't believe it. We don't need deserters. We don't need people of non-valor or doesn't respect our country and our military. We don't need them. Go to Canada. Go someplace else if you don't like this country. I love this country. And I would fight any time for our country. If the country needed me, I would do it gladly. We should do what Israel does, that every citizen should serve. Every citizen serves in the military, unless you're handicapped or you got some ailment or something like that, but everybody does. And you want to talk about patriotism, people having respect for the military, my goodness, how things would be different. But thank God we have the brave ones who step out and do just that. They'll stand up, they'll go into a line of fire, they'll grab an IED and let it blow up and save all their guys. And knowing that that's going to happen, that, to me, is the American spirit. Unbelievable courage that is shown, and I have nothing with you guys who've done all, men and women that are listening to this broadcast. Thank you. Sad story overnight in Louisianna. Did you hear about the oil rig and the explosions there? At least 7 injured, and 1 person's missing right now. They don't know where this individual is after an oil rig caught fire last night. Keener Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Chris Frontuno said that at least 7 people were injured, and authorities were actively searching, again, for this missing person. Officials from the St. Charles Parish wrote on Facebook that the Emergency Operations Center is aware that there's an oil platform and it's currently on fire at Lake Pontchartrain, and that it caused the loud sound earlier tonight that everybody was talking about. The U.S. Coast Guard is also reporting on Facebook on a post there from Jefferson Parish. You got rescue boats out there that have been dispatched from Keener Boat Launch, and officials with Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office are assisting with the rescue efforts, according to the Times. But folks, Lake Pontchartrain, where there's oil rigs, are saying that they believe there's oil that's into the water. And the water, Lake Pontchartrain is the water that New Orleans uses for drinking water. So this could be an environmental disaster. How much oil exactly? Was there shutoffs? How much leaked? Nobody's saying, but they believe that there's a good chance a bunch of oil that went in. So I don't know what fail-safes they have on these rigs, but that's the cost, folks. For gasoline, it's dangerous out there. Mark Wahlberg was in a movie not too long ago showing about that Exxon explosion, deep River Horizon. Unbelievable to just show you what can go wrong. What went wrong? Why the explosion? What are firefighters saying? What are they saying right now? Chemical explosion. Cleaning chemicals. Believe that may have caused the explosion at the oil rig. That it wasn't necessarily anything to do with, but there is training on those rigs. There's precautions that they take on those rigs. So it kind of makes me wonder a little bit. Why were they so close? Who was cleaning what and where and how? I mean, there's a complete investigation. There will be, and they're going to have to kind of explain themselves as to what this happened. But you got several people hurt, 1 missing, 7 people hurt, 1 missing, and hopefully they'll find this individual. But it's never good when they say somebody's missing, as you know. This half hour is brought to you by our new For the People coffee mug. If you've not gotten yours, you've missed out on a treat, because these are new and they ship them exceptionally fast. Unbelievable company that teamed up with us, put our logo on there. We commissioned it, told them exactly what we wanted. 11-ounce white coffee mug with a red, white, and blue flag with For the People and Keith Allen underneath it. But it is very patriotic. You'll love it. And you'll be reminded about this broadcast each and every day to tune in or tell your friends about it. Nice conversation piece, but it'll look great with your favorite beverage in your kitchen or at your place of work. And again, you can listen to the broadcast, drink your coffee out of it or whatever,